What's good with you people? Welcome to Live from the Southside. I go by the name of Truth Tella Young Skillz. To my left is Sexy Fee.
Hi, you guys.
Welcome. So, I'm excited about this episode. How you doing today, though, Fee?
I'm doing marvelous. I'm doing great, fine, getting some work done, getting some new ideas out on the table, and I cannot wait for all these upcoming and new projects.
Yes, I'm excited about that too.
Super.
And we had a True Sessions episode yesterday, so that was real dope. You guys, it's already on YouTube. You can check it out, watch it.
Check it out.
You know, you did your track, No Mo.
No more. Hey, because we're not having it this year.
That was
no
dope.
More.
That was real dope. Produced by me. You know.
Hey, all hell.
Yeah. So it was a real great experience. I love getting in the studio with my sister. We just have so much fun in there. So please check out the episode. It's episode 6 of True Sessions on YouTube.
Yeah.
So TRU Sessions, just in case you're looking for it. I'll put a link in the description below so you can find it. Other than that, today we are not quite here at our welcome back episode quite yet, but we're working towards it. And in preparation for the official welcome back episode, we have our special editions, and today is another special edition. So I want to talk about me and my sister and some of the things that we didn't get a chance to touch on in our last episode. Please check that out. The last episode of Live from the Southside. And this episode, I want to pretty much piggyback off of that, but focus on some of the things that we might have missed out on in each other's childhood, and then we'll take it some other places. Let's start it off with you, Fee. Tell me a little bit about some of the things that I definitely missed out on with you coming up.
Wow. I mean, we'll be here until the dinosaurs be reincarnated. But on a real note, you missed that sister and brother connection, like growing up in the same household. How sisters and brothers have that connection, that was lost. Like when we got older and got back reconnected, then we had to find that now versus back then to grow into that. The trials and the tribulations, it was very hard for me to accept the fact that I did have a family to start and then went into foster care, and then they tried to reverse that within you and put you with a new family, and this is now your mom. This is now, well, I never had a dad in the home, but this is your mom and these are your new cousins. But it's like, I know for a sure fact at 100%, I have brothers and sisters. I have cousins. I remember different and various of aunts. You know, I remember my Aunt Cookie and my Uncle Sam. I remember, I don't remember their daughter, but I know my Aunt Jean had my cousin, my Aunt Stephanie had my, I know these things. They try to make you forget these things. So I think the growth process that was missed, the trials and the tribulation, just us growing together, period, to become stronger as kids to adults. Like all of that was like, didn't exist until we all reconnected. So
yeah. And for me, I think, because for you had a lot of unstable situations. For me, it was nothing but structure, stability, consistency, and a mapped out plan,
Right.
So for every step that I took, it was like an executed step, more or less. And I had provisions given to me, and I had guidance, and had support to back me up. So from my perspective, I do agree that we missed that dynamic. But if you were more or less thrust into my world, I think you would have enjoyed the stability, the structure, just the consistency, because a lot of that bouncing, and you always have to reset, it throws you off. And sometimes for some kids, what I see now as an adult looking at kids, just understanding the psyche, some kids, it's hard for them to make friends. It throws them in the situation where it's like they may have learning disabilities, because it's like, I'm always resetting. I never get to go into the next thing knowing what's happening.
Right.
So instead of focusing in school, it's more or less focusing on the bullshit of life,
Yeah.
And
I had a big problem with that.
Yeah, I feel like that's something you faced a lot earlier than me.
Yeah.
Because, I say that for my upbringing, I always thought all children work, because I started working at like 7, and I was working at my grandparents' furniture store.
Great day.
And it was just on the weekends. It was some things where they would give us like $25 or something small so we can go. And it's not open anymore. For people who are old, it's going to show your age. But it was you remember KB Toys?
Yeah.
Yes, KB Toys.
I remember KB Toys. Yeah.
We would work on Saturday for not a long time, just a couple of hours, and they would pay us enough to go buy some toys, So those little things. And when I find that, oh, you don't work on Saturdays? Oh, what do you do on Saturdays? You run around and go outside? What is that? So it's like.
Yeah, my daughter's 7 now.
Yeah.
I'm about to go put her to work. Oh, construction, something.
No, it's time. It's time to teach kids like that at that age, I think. This generation's a lot different than how we were coming up.
I agree.
But back then, I feel like we were more hands-on because the technology wasn't readily available like that. We didn't have tablets to just suck our brain dry all day. We had to find stuff to do,
Right.
So it was a lot different. But we could all wish things could have been different, but I appreciate the fact that us and reconnecting, and not just you, but all of the siblings, we are all striving to better ourselves and striving to be together, because it doesn't seem like the time did something to us. Sometimes I hear stories, let me say that differently, where it's people who haven't families who haven't been raised together, then they get reconnected, and sometimes they hate each other. I can never understand, what is the hate, what is the animosity for? It should be how I feel we are all working together to better each other. But outside of just the connection, what do you remember about our mom? Because I missed out on a lot of things because I was very young and I was the first to go.
Yeah, I'm about to say you went first.
So I missed out on, I can't remember any of that, me personally.
I remember a lot of little bits and things because we lived in D.C. Before we went to Richmond. So I was born here in Washington, D.C., and then I was raised in Richmond, Virginia. But Mom moved us around in D.C. a lot. From what Aunt Stephanie and my Aunt Jean say, that she moved around about good 9 to 11 places in D.C. before we even moved to Richmond and moved down there a lot as well. I remember Mom ran track. She was very athletic, very fast like a cheetah. Took off like the wind, very, very fast. She was going to get signed to the Olympics. Our grandfather, he was a famous boxer at one point. So, that probably was the connection, what I'm saying, for her to get into the Olympics, plus her talent, and she was very skilled. But she got pregnant with our oldest brother, and that's what stopped her from going through the Olympics. So I remember Mom, she didn't know how to cook. But she tried. Don't get me wrong. She tried. Well, I remember one Easter, we did an Easter egg hunt in the house. She hid candy all throughout the house, but the mashed potatoes was lumpy. We was throwing mashed potatoes at the plastic plates, making it sound like dink and dink and dink. It's having a ball. She tried, but she didn't really cook. But Mom knew what she was doing. She ran the streets. You know what I'm saying? From when I grew older, she was a little hustler. You know what I'm saying? So, like any other parent, train the oldest girl to be the sitter of the kids. And that's exactly what she did. When Renee was 3 days out of the hospital, she got me in her training camp. How to do the bottles, how to wash her, how to hold her head, how to change her, how to dress her, what to wrap her up in, everything, like how to take care of the babies. And I also had Xavier and Thomas too. This is how you make oatmeal. This is how you make cornbread. This is how you make rice. This is how you do the cereal. For 4 days she had me in this train. This is how you wash them. Put this much water in the bathtub. This is how you put me through that. So Mom was on point when it came to that, because when she left, she knew I had things on lock, and it was never no incidents. I'll get on there, cook the little rice and cornbread. That's what we ate for dinner. We was poor. It was what it was. So I remember the little various things about Mom, and that's some of the good things. Mom also had a bad side with her too. And one thing that it's really hard to swallow today is that my mother set my father up and let her boyfriend kill our birth father, our blood father. Like, she set him up and got him killed. Now, that was a love triangle that she got caught up in, and I think I got an article from one of my aunts that was like he was released. You know what I'm saying? Back then in the early 2000s or something like that. So he's been in jail for that long amount of time. But other than that, after she did that, she really lost her mind and then got rid of all the rest of us. Tim and Thomas went, and then after that, the service came and picked up the last three of us, and we all got shipped off into our own separate headquarters in the world. I ain't find y'all until older, you know. When I turned 18, I was encouraged to go find my brothers and stuff. So I found them in D.C. first. And then I found, you know, everybody else. Renee came to me, so I was lucky for that one. So she came to me when she was 18, so me and her been bobbing it out in the city. So Xavier is still down south, you know, with his first foster mom. She adopted them too, so he's still down there. Then Tim found you through...
No, it was a reverse. I was with the girl at a time.
Oh, you found Tim. Okay, yeah, okay.
And we sent some messages out. It was Facebook. It was Facebook, and what else was it? I think it was Instagram. Mm-hmm. And we used my account and her account, and we looked up every Jones we could find, and we did it for about a year, a solid, almost a whole year, right. And I'm talking thousands of Joneses. Thousands. It's so many people with the name Jones.
Yeah, man.
It's almost, when you say that, it's like, yeah, it's a lot of people. No, really look up on Facebook how many people have the last name Jones. Yeah, and then try to get in contact with every single one. And we did that through four pages. It took 4 pages, 2 Facebooks and 2 Instagram pages. And what ended up happening is me and the young lady ended up breaking up. And so a year or two after we break up, she messages me like, hey, this guy that looks sort of like you, he finally messaged me back.
Right.
You know, so I reached out, and he was saying, Thomas was saying that Tim was saying he thought it was a scam. That's why he saw it but didn't pay it attention.
Right.
And then doubled back a long time later, like a year or two later.
Exactly.
And then just followed up with it.
Right.
You know, so that's how we got connected. And from there, everybody else.
The circle's complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I used to always say I found everybody else. Oh, where the hell is James?
Yeah.
My circle is not going to be complete.
First to go,
the missing puzzle.
Last one to get found.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, now our circle is complete. Like, we're a dominant force now. So.
Yeah, I like our first get together. I'm always gonna remember Roof Chris.
Yeah,
that was so dope.
Oh yeah, I have that picture. If you want to post, do you have a picture? I have that picture. I'm gonna send it to you.
If we can get the picture by the time I'm editing, I'm gonna post it.
Yeah,
you should see it on the screen
right now. Yeah,
you should see it on the screen. That was extremely good memory for me. Something that I will never, ever, 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 ever forget.
Me either. That was my first time eating that Roof Chris, and my eyes were just big the whole time. Like, oh my god, that's a steak. Oh my god, it's like big. What? Yeah, we
ate so good.
Yeah,
that was just so much fun.
Goodness, I had a great time that day. It was just first time Xavier came up. I was real shocked because Xavier don't go. He be down where he be down.
Yeah,
he be in his little,
He does. It's hard to get him out sometimes.
But he came out. He stepped out. So
that was extremely nice.
Unforgettable first meetup for us.
Yes, and then another unforgettable meetup is the first time we saw Mom.
Yeah,
I think for me that's it was more unforgettable for me because I didn't remember anything. I was very, very, very young. And I was raised a lot different. I wasn't raised under the pretenses of, hey, you have this other family out there at XYZ. I didn't get too much information until my mother, and we say adoption, but in my case, it was never an legal adoption.
Not for you.
Not for me.
Yeah, you were like the hidden child.
You know what I'm saying? It was no paperwork on me. It was no way you could ever possibly find me. It's impossible. So it was a lot of documents, and it's just a lot of craziness behind my story. But
yeah,
nonetheless, I didn't find out a lot of my information until my mother was passing away, and we had that conversation. And She gave me a bit of information when I turned 18, because when I turned 18, it was since I was like 7. Since I started working, I always wanted to follow in my grandfather's footsteps. My adopted grandfather, his name is Frederick King, dope gentleman. He made the big chair for all of you guys in Southeast Washington, D.C. That was my granddad. So he moved out and got married at 18, never divorced his wife. They died together. So, and I'm talking like, she passed first, and because of loneliness, he passed right after her, and they were super old, through arguments, ups, downs. But that showed me what black love is. I've always had that example outside of my parents. I've always been able to see that. So when he moved out at 18, I told myself as a child, I'm going to move out at 18. And I've always kept that as a goal of mine. And as soon as I turned 18, I came to my mom on my birthday. Hey, I think I found a place I want to move to. I'm moving out. And that's when she started to keep it real with me. Like, hey, well, you're going to run into some problems. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? We had the black man in society conversation. So I understand I have to act a certain way, present myself. I understand that. So I'm like, well, what new problems are you talking about? Like, it's more, but she was like, well, when you fill out these applications, your name and XYZ, things are not going to work out for you. I'm like, well, and she broke it down. And then it's like, well, hey, we have to go get your information and your documents the right way at XYZ. And it was like
the right way.
Yeah, a deep conversation, a heartfelt conversation. But she was always scared to have it with me because she felt I would look at her a different way. And she was always fearful that I wouldn't treat her as if she was my mother. But this is the only mother I knew, you know, so I could never treat her any other type of way.
Right.
So after that heartfelt long conversation, I had to, before I can get a place, I now knew I had to go, oh, this is my name. This is my real name. Oh, this is what I have to do. Oh, I have another family. Oh, where? Oh, they're not. Oh, and so then, but that started a search around 17, 18 that lasted for the span of almost 10 to 20 years, before we reconnect,
Right, yeah. You're like the story of Moses. That's what you're, that's
now
what you're
I'm leading
like
my people to the promised land.
Oh, you surely are. Hey, I'll follow you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to me, what makes us so, even though we're broken, it's like when we come together, we did some of the same shit or like some of the same stuff. It's like, huh? How? Like, ugh.
Yeah,
so
find
just like you
love.
18. I'm 18, found my joint. You 18, found your, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's what's up. That's what I love about us.
And the similarities are dope. You love music. I love music. We're both passionate about our music careers and working hard and striving to make names for ourselves in this area. In this big sea of fish and everything else, we're just, trying to make a splash. And I think we're doing an amazing job with our consistency, and people, once again, check out the latest episode of Truth Sessions.
Check it out, y'all.
Yes, you can see Fee doing her thing in the booth. She wrote everything. Ain't nobody help her write that. She come up with her own bars. You know what I mean? One of them. And she got them bars. And you just see me doing my engineering thing. On a later episode, I am going to mix the track down just to show you guys the process of that track. And I also want to show you the production of how I made the beat for that track, just so you can get some more behind the scenes. But until that drops, you could definitely see her do her thing.
Oh, thank y'all.
Yeah.
Well, one more good highlight with the music and us and how we are, because our mother, she wrote poetry.
Oh, that's amazing.
So she might have not have put her poetry on a track or anything. I guess that's us taking it to the next level.
I think so.
But she wrote some real dope, like that poetry that just will make you cry, just like your music will make me cry.
Maybe that's where I get it from.
She wrote that deep stuff, and I remember her. She would write on the tablecloth, little poems on the tablecloth, little poems on the mirror with lipstick. You know what I'm saying? Back then, she was writing for her friend. Boyfriend was locked up, so she was doing the poetry part and sending letters off to jail so people could read it. So that part comes from mom.
That's amazing. Yeah. That is amazing. Are there any things that you feel are unresolved traumas, or not, maybe they're not traumas, but just unresolved things because of the time we didn't have with each other, or maybe some unresolved things because of the way mom left? Or do you feel that way or no?
I think to me, I will always have mommy issues, all upon how accordingly of how I deal with it. But my mother was the blueprint on to teach me on what not to do in motherhood. So I have 2 daughters myself, and everything she did do the total opposite. She did a lot. Believe me, she did a lot. But one thing that I would never want to do or can't see myself doing is leaving my 2 daughters without no explanation as to why, or me losing myself and then losing my daughters as well. Like, she did all that stuff. I refuse. I can't do that. So she was my blueprint on motherhood for real, for real. And even though things went the way my mother, she did teach me a lot of things. That's why I grew up so nurturing, so young. So, thanks, Mom.
For me, I can say no, not really. I'm just glad that we have the opportunity and have been allotted and blessed to be in a space where we can reunite again. I think that's major, because my upbringing was so different from everyone else's. Everybody else has a lot of just ups and downs, and I can just say I had a lot of stability.
Yeah, I want to know our big brother Tim's story, because he was first.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that did or didn't go wrong that we were blindsided from or was kept hidden from us, like, he walked right through that stuff. Like, he used to run around real young out there, just like Mom. She would leave us in the house for like 3-4 days and then come back and then go right back out there. And he would do the same thing. So it's like he was around for a lot of things that was up and down. And it's like he's seen a lot of stuff. Like, his eyes will tell it all. So it's like, I would love to hear what my big brother's story and what he has to say on his upbringing from when we all separated.
Tim,
we got to get him here.
Tim, one of these next episodes, you're going to see my oldest brother. Simple as that.
Yeah.
We'll get him down. He's not a big talker. He is really not, but I think, he might.
He say something, you know. He's very like smart as fuck. Like, when he's surprised when you sit down and talk, because it's like he might be a little intimidating. I call him the Black Michael Myers. Ain't nobody play with, but it's like when you talk to him, it's like so warm and like, that's you? You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, it's like, oh, I love you so much. I'm so glad you're my big brother. Oh, even though you're like a dad, like, I don't never want to do anything to disappoint you.
Yeah.
Type feeling. But he might say something.
Now, I think he'll definitely talk to us. I know he'll open up and talk, but I'm just saying he's not a big talker.
Yeah.
He'll definitely open up. He'll talk. I know the conversation will be great. I'm gonna pull out as much as I can of him, of the story, and just see what it was like from his perspective, because I believe he'll have more insight than anybody.
Yeah, and it's crazy from what he remember, and then from what I found out, it'd be so funny comparing the two. It's like a whole bag full of different color marbles.
Oh,
but
yeah.
he was like, oh, you was. I was like, but I found out, but then she was the brother. No, he was the cousin, and the uncle on the daddy side was like, and it's like, huh? I was like, yeah, huh? But yeah. Yeah.
But it's a great story, and I think it's something that presenting to you guys will be something you will love to see, to hear, and just stay tuned for that, because it is coming. And not only Tim, we have Thomas, Xavier, Renee. I think not everybody at the same time, but one at a time. We cycle through the brothers and sisters. I think that'll be dope, and let the audience get a chance to put the story together and see it from the outside looking in.
Yeah, that'll be and then get us all down here. And get Cramo down here and let him host our segment. Let's do a juicy fulfilled there, everybody on one accord type thing.
That'll be dope. Be dope. And if you guys want to see it, please leave your comments. Let us know that you want to see the Jones story. That's pretty much what it is at this point.
It's
a lot of ups, a lot of downs.
Surprised,
one fact that you would share that you feel I don't know and none of the people know about you. Go.
Yeah. And with that being said, you know what I'm saying? That was a great Yaffy.
Yeah, that's an on the spot one. For me, I would say one fact that isn't well known that I want to make more known to the public is that I play the piano. And I was always ashamed of that as a kid. I didn't know why my parents put me in it. They put me in it. I
For
went for it,
reasons as
and it is working in my benefit so much now. I thank God almost every single day
Yeah,
that
thank
they
God
did that.
for good parents.
I didn't know
man.
they had insight into the future like this. But,
Where was my piano playing, pushing parent at? You know what I'm saying?
But I was always so embarrassed about that. I was always so embarrassing. It was like, I didn't have any friends in high school that were doing it per se. We were all rappers and smoked weed, stole cars, and did a lot of bullshit. So it was like nobody, and I didn't have places to flex that. So it was always awkward and weird. And I just kept it to myself and was scared to say stuff. But now that I'm actually using my production to its fullest capability, I'm like proud of it, and it's a fact that I've never shared to really none of my closest friends. And it's like one of my guys, and I'm only saying it because one of my guys the other day was like, nigga, you play the piano? I was like, yeah, I play the piano. It's like, I know you for like 14, 15 years. I was like, yes, I was embarrassed about it. It was embarrassing to me. But now I'm not so much. So
That's dope.
Yeah.
I wish I could play the piano and get up there and schoolhouse rock. Only piano playing I'm playing is the microphone.
There you go.
There you go. I can't play no damn instruments.
There you go.
At all.
Ain't nothing about that. I think one thing that maybe a lot of people don't know about you that I think is real dope that you do is you're almost, I call you, but you probably don't look at it yourself as one, a nail technician. Because, I know, and I don't want to throw titles
my
around.
nails I ain't on.
Nah, but
They be good when they good.
yeah, when the music videos, every time you have them, you have them like done real professionally, and then I say, oh, that's nice, and you said, no, I did these. I'm like, oh wow, that looks like you spent a lot of money on your nails getting done. So I consider, that's a talent that I don't think a lot of people would know about you.
Thank you so much, Young Skillz. Yeah, I do. I used to do nails back then, and sometimes when I friend or two or whatever, I might hook them up and whatnot. So yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. And on that note, people, you've watched another exciting, exclusive episode of Live from the Southside. I go by the name of Truth Tella Young Skillz. To my left is Sexy Fee. And thank you for the love and support, people. We will see you on the next episode. Peace.